In today's lesson, we will learn about the Ukrainian variation in chess and see one of the most fun king hunts that I've seen recently. We'll see that as a game.
Very curious what that variation is. Okay, here we go. Show me, teach us. I'm looking forward to this.
So I also didn't know that this variation existed and that it was called the Ukrainian variation,
Mhm.
but it comes from the old Indian defense, which is knight of 6 and d6. And after white goes knight c3, it's e5. So when this popped up, I saw the little note. This is the Ukrainian variation, and me as a Ukrainian, I thought this was really fun and really unexpected. Um, could not find a lot of info about the origin of the name, but it seemed rather popular among Ukrainian players during the Soviet times. And actually, this game also itself comes from the Soviet times between Lev Polugaevsky and Rashid Nezhmetdinov.
What is happening? Okay, interesting. Super interesting.
What do you think about the opening, and what do you think are the main ideas or responses?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what the opening name is, but of course, there's this variation without the knight. Um, and it either provides a very, very quick queen exchange, goes directly into the end game. Then there's a move going to be c6, which is crucial, and the king going to c7 once the queens are swapped. Yeah, so that's basically the main idea, I guess, or probably the funniest. But then there's another option, in my opinion, which is kind of has some Budapest vibes. So after taking on e5, the knight could go to g4. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's but I guess like it's more about the queen swapping after all. So yeah, but still, this is something to investigate because I like the idea if the pawn takes the pawn on d6 after the knight going to g4, that the bishop takes
That
on
probably transposes to something
d6. Yeah.
from the opposite colors.
Yeah, so this is interesting. And I wonder if you are brave enough to continue with a move like c5 and swap the queens, because then you have the pawns back. But like,
Well, there I thought your threat was knight f2 and bishop
absolutely,
g3.
exactly. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. That's an yeah, it's an immediate little danger. So I would be intimidated to try this. Yeah, these are my thoughts. I like
Okay.
it. I like it. I think it's funny, funky.
Yeah. Well, knight g4 is a bit more fun, but d takes e5 and takes. This is kind of the main line. This is an equal end game. And yeah, this comes from many other
Mhm.
openings from like other move orders as well. But yeah, it's a classic endgame, pretty equal and pretty good here for black. So white usually doesn't want to go for it. The most popular move is knight to f3, after which there is knight to d7, and usually we play this a lot like the King's Indian defense with g6 and bishop g7.
Mhm.
But in some lines we don't commit to it just yet. d5 things are not concerning usually, and there's some interesting positions after bishop f5. So that's the very, very brief overview. But usually this opening, it reminds me a bit of the King's Indian, like I said. In some cases, I guess that d6 Philidor type of situations, but it also depends on what white does. So white in this game played e4. It's not the most popular move, but it's still played. Still has been played many times before. So now black gets to take and develop with tempo knight c6. Looks pretty good. Now, what should be black's plan?
Well, castling kingside should be a quick option. I guess bishop e7 or g6, bishop g7.
Yeah, specifically g6, bishop g7,
Mhm.
because that long diagonal actually looks really nice for that bishop.
Yes, the square on d4 is very powerful for black, I
Yeah.
guess.
So white also tries to put the bishop there to have a the two bishops playing against each other.
Hmm.
All of this has been played before, some sort of theory. But during these times, it was probably not as developed as now, and it could have been a bit of a newer variation. So now,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, hold
no,
this
go.
thought, please. But before we continue, I need to ask you the important question,
Yeah,
which is after e5, like in the very beginning,
yeah.
what, I mean, this is kind of the main idea is to take away the toy of white, which is the queen, and go into an endgame quite quickly. So what happens if white is very confident with the endgame skills, has a higher rating? Do you think white would go into this exact position more often, or will white just play the, in quotes, better moves as you are showing us now?
In my experience, having played not exactly this, but the King's Indian defense, where you play e5 sometimes and
Yeah,
white has the choice to take and take the queen as well. In my experience, higher rated players don't go for it because they
interesting.
want to keep the queens on the board and they probably know the other variations, so they would rather play in those. Because most of the time, these endgames, or like this endgame specifically, is equal,
Uh-huh.
and some higher rated white players, they don't like the idea of being equal right away and
Yeah.
giving away the advantage that easily. But this is a pretty, maybe it doesn't look like it yet, but it's actually quite a comfortable endgame for black. If you even look at it like if you explore it a bit more in depth, you'll see that it's actually pretty comfortable to play for black. And a lot of the plans repeat. If you know the plans, you're going to be more than okay. And sometimes you can even take over and start pushing
Super
as
interesting. Okay.
both colors. But in my experience, people don't usually take it. It
Huh.
depends on the player. Um, but a lot of the higher rated players will be, I think, more ambitious and will try to keep the
Yeah.
queens on.
I think I might just be caught into like still the absolute beginner's skills, like get your king to safety and stuff like that, because like the computer wouldn't show an advantage for white, would it, after the
Yeah,
queen swap? But you
no.
cannot castle anymore. But then, of course, it's so
Your
clear.
king goes to
It
c7 a lot,
doesn't
or
matter at
e7.
all. Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Even the king actually has some activity. Okay, that was a short thing which I wanted to know about. Now we can continue with the variation you were showing.
That was no, that was a good point. And I was also always really scared to trade queens, but this time it's one of those it's a good
I I might
continuation.
want to try this in my next league game next week because I'm
Yeah?
very sure that my opponent plays d4 and they know that I love the Albin's counter gambit, so maybe this could be an interesting surprise. So I'm
Yeah,
very
true.
curious now. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, looks like that. Looks very fine for me, in my opinion, for
Mm-hmm.
black.
Yeah, well, it's also because white played e4, which
Sure,
isn't
yes.
the most optimal, but it's good. So which plans do you think black has at
Well,
their disposal?
we get our rook to e8. It's the main idea. Maybe our bishop to e6. I wonder if the bishop can
E6?
also, yeah, but maybe even the bishop can also go to b7. I mean, the white squares are a little weaker like this, but it's also tempting to push hard against e4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so rook e8, you're right. We can also, at some point, we can push against e4 with something like f5, but maybe a bit more in the future.
Hmm.
We can also put some knights on e5, like this, or
Ah,
also knight to b4. A5 is a good move. So here, I would say the black squares are really well under black's control.
yeah.
Um, he plays knight g4. Maybe one of the other options was a bit better. And here, white should have just taken the chance to castle. And although it looks a bit wrong to put the two pieces like that with bishop h6, but it does nothing with just f4.
Ah, yeah, but it looks
Uh,
scary. That's true.
But should have castled while white had the chance because very soon the fun part starts where the king starts having some trouble. So white goes knight e2, and now some problems. So first of all, this knight is here attacking f2, so black is very happy to bring the queen over. Now, if this, then the queen will probably go back like this. And once again, maybe you don't like trading queens, but trading queens is actually would be pretty good here positionally. So that's totally fine. But instead, white goes knight g3.
Mm-hmm.
So now the winning idea, well, winning according to the computer, is f5.
Oh.
And after taking, you play knight b4. You don't take back.
Oh.
You play this additional move and then take back with most likely the bishop, and the e-file is open and the king is in some danger. So
it's very, very hard to castle kingside for white.
yeah, true.
And
the surprising part is if you take back, then white is better because of this. And then the pieces start becoming alive a little bit more. So there was still some stuff to calculate.
Okay. Now, did black play the obvious move bishop d4?
No.
Or is it not as obvious as I think?
Bishop d4 is probably obvious. I assume didn't play it because of knight d1, just defending everything and trading that bishop. But I will say I think black is still doing more than good in this variation.
Yeah, but
I think it's better than what he played in the game, actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is still okay. Just retreated the knight, which was a bit backwards rather than forward, but that's okay. And then f5. So black is definitely pushing, but the other alternatives like that you mentioned and that f5 right away were a bit more immediate than that. But anyways, now we get to the final, to the attack part.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think black's plan should be?
Well, we could attack the bishop a bit more with knight b4, but then the bishop goes back, so it's not really doing anything. I would like to get my bishop to d4 and e5. I still haven't mentioned any plan yet. So
No,
I wonder.
that's a plan.
Yeah. So, but I wonder if it is. But this has to be calculated. I wonder if it is a strong move to play f4, get the knight out of this area, and then push on the king side a little bit more.
So this is almost exactly what he did.
Oh.
So you're on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
He started with bishop h6.
Ah, yeah, that's a good move.
So the queen has to stay protecting the bishop. And I think it would have been nice to do the same f4 plan, but with bishop e3. So the bishop kind of went around, and now f4. I thought that would have been cute and nice. And if you look at this position, I think every piece of black is just so much better than white's. So this would be really beautiful to play and to watch. But I don't know. Sometimes when you don't find the killer blow in these positions, it's a bit annoying. When you know that the position is so good, but where is that checkmate? But yeah, it looks pretty good and looks like checkmate should be somewhere there soon.
It does. I'm trying to find it right now. I mean, rook f6 is already a checkmate threat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, true. That would be it.
So I wonder if g5 was too slow, but can you just h3?
Well, g5 maybe also allows
it was g6, that's why. No. So it actually follows the plan. I thought it started at g7, which is wrong, of course. Yeah.
No, fair enough. So this would be just a really amazing position. But in the game, he did actually what you said, which is f4 right away. And then starting the attack, not like that, g5. So white is not doing too bad, but black can continue that attack that we talked about. So the other pawn comes forward. Now g3. This was kind of the way to protect, to attack the queen for now. Queen goes to h3. And this is the perfect place for the queen, of course. It's doing a lot. It's creating a lot of threats. And white's only move right now is f4. White found it, and now actually it's black who's in a bit of danger because there's only one move that maintains the advantage, and everything else is actually completely turns the tables to white.
Wait, what? Okay, I see it. Yeah. So as soon as our knight is going away from e5, the bishop file from b2 is wide open, and
True.
there is definitely some piece-winning threats.
The threat is actually rook f2 and rook h2, and one of them. And not only the queen gets kicked out, but it's, yeah, just a really tough position.
Okay. I was thinking about, yeah, after that queen c3, but maybe it's not checkmate yet.
That too. That's the most obvious thing as well. And
So
on knight f3,
yeah, that cannot be right.
If you look at that, but
I thought
we just actually go like this, and the king is safe, while black's king will be the one who's not safe very soon.
Okay, that was unexpected.
That was unexpected, I agree.
Wow. I thought the rook takes the knight, but then of course there's a mate threat as well. I didn't even think about this.
Then black wants this,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
not good. That's not good. Okay, there's almost only the only way, yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. So, well, what happens after knight f3 check? The king has to leave to... Okay, good.
Yeah, white is winning at the end of that with king going
it's
e3.
just king e3 and there's nothing possible. I still don't want to believe that, but it is like that. Okay. Wow, what to do here? Why did this go so wrong?
Not yet. So we decided that we're going to keep the knight there. What is black's kind of main idea if that capture ever happens?
Yeah. Bishop e3 check. So how about bishop e6?
Exactly. That's how we got to the right move.
Thank you.
Bishop e6 indirectly protects this knight, because on this we have bishop d5, and bishop e3 threat is actually
devastating
deadly right now. Yeah. There's things like this, and now knight f3 is much stronger and not as safe for the opponent. There is a crazy save for white, which is to take with the bishop first, and then when the knight takes, to play king f2. Personally, not the first move that I would have checked. And the save is that this is fine. Have you ever seen a king safer on e3 than on g1?
Rarely ever.
Yeah. But don't worry. Well, now we're getting to the good part.
Okay.
So bishop e6 was the only move. And you found it. Now the bishop went back, and black just improved like this. And white actually saw this position and got to the conclusion that this is actually it. This is correct, and brings the king forward. This is actually a decent move, as we've seen in some of the variations there. But what is black's next sequence?
I wish I knew. It feels like we have some threats, but I cannot spot them yet.
You don't have to
takes,
see the whole thing.
takes. Takes. How to continue after taking on f4?
Already looking in that direction. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't take there yet because I think the knights are really good at
Yeah.
protecting that. So first, we want to maybe eliminate one of the knights. We start with queen here and then take one knight away. So by taking away this knight, if ever queen takes, then there's knight b4, even better. But if c takes, black still just played knight b4 and kind of kept up this king being here in the center. And now, after rook h1, this to me was the moment of the game, because we need to figure out what black will now do, now that this queen is basically almost trapped.
Okay. You know what? Now it's bishop f4, check.
I knew you would say that. So I analyzed this line as well. Before the lesson, I know which line you're going to suggest, so I tried to analyze it
Svitlana,
before.
I'm very happy you know me so well. That's nice.
Yeah. So g takes. No.
Now the idea just faded away. Why don't I thought I could just give a check, but I cannot still. Okay. No, it doesn't really work. Oh.
And the king can run away.
Oh, damn king. Okay.
Close though.
Yeah. Good. Then in this case, it looks so nice. Look at look at the king. The king is blocked away from the complete d file because of the knights.
You know, there's one more move I thought you would consider. You always say something like that. You know what it is? It's not the real move. But I know you sometimes say things like queen g3.
Oh yeah, that looks very nice.
This is your move. Like I analyze this for you.
You're right. You're 100%
I know you love
right.
a queen sack.
Yes. Why does it not work?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh
There's some
goodness.
just cover-ups.
What? But can I not just take the bishop and then I'm just so much better? No, right?
Not quite, but I think it's pretty fun. In bullet especially, I think that would be pretty fun.
In bullet, it's fun. Okay, fair enough. So, I need to find something much better. I mean...
It's close. It was already almost there.
What could it be? Takes. Going there. That's not working. That's not worth it. Ah.
What is one more sacrifice that we haven't looked at yet?
Rook takes f4.
What do you think about that?
I like it, but I cannot find the winning path yet.
So it is rook f4.
Oh, come on.
Let's look at the most obvious, this one.
Oh my goodness. You at home, have you found the solution for here?
The hard part.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
it's so easy, right? It's just queen g2, threatening checkmate on f3.
No, it's not checkmate because king runs to d2, same as in the other lines. The hard part about this line is that we forget about other pieces, and that bishop is the one that we should look at.
Okay, we take the bishop with check, the queen takes back. Now we can give a check with the bishop on f4. If the knight would take back, we would take the queen.
Close. I would take here first and then knight c2 because this is like
even more forcing. Oh
more
no.
forcing, yeah.
The queen has to take, otherwise
Yep.
it's checkmate. So nice.
Yeah, and black is winning. So I think that one was pretty cool. And if the knight takes, it's not as convincing because
Okay.
white is also tied up.
Yeah, that looks...
But the one thing, I don't know if you looked at that, the one thing that white can do is actually just take the queen.
Oh,
So now you have to do this without the queen.
well, isn't it rook f1 check? Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. 1 second, 1 second.
Yeah, this bishop is under attack from the
All
rook as
right,
well.
okay, okay. Oh, well, then I have to give it double check. Rook f3 check.
Yeah. King
Where
d4.
again exactly?
There's no way back now. The king is
No way
in the middle.
back.
White
So,
one, king of the hill.
yes. I would love to checkmate. Is this checkmate? c5, check, takes c6. Knight takes c6, check, and the king can go to c4. Very explosive.
You're like c5 and takes is a move that's coming up as well. So you're on the right track. I'll say the first move.
Bishop
It's first, yeah, go.
e3 check.
Bishop e3 is an option, but bishop g7 is actually better.
Oh
So
no!
the thing with bishop here is that the king goes to c3, and on, first of all, the knight is attacked on any other move like this. There's bishop here, and although it looks bad, I admit that white is having some difficulty, but kind of makes it out. I don't know if they would have actually made it out in real life, but the pieces are just not in the same dominant position as before. So the bishop on g7 is actually better, with many more threats for that king. White, if you look at this, white actually has nothing to do.
Yeah.
There is no move that can actually save from any of these threats, so they just decide to play a4. From here on, the mate is forced, so now you can actually
Okay.
look for
For
it.
you at home, mate, checkmate is forced. Can we find it?
Well, one move is not forced, but yeah.
Okay. However, oh, that's not working. So far, so good.
What are you looking at?
I was looking at knight c6 check.
Mhm. You can start with your previous idea.
c5.
Yeah, that's the part that I said is not 100% forced. c5 is great. And then after takes, we just take back with the pawn. So that part is, we're not checking him right now, but white also doesn't have a move. So bishop d3 gets played. It doesn't exactly matter what gets played, but the response would have been the same. So now it's 100% forced, I think.
c5 checkmate. Am I missing something? No, I am missing something, obviously. So knight
That's why the
takes
bishop went to d3.
knight takes d3. Oh, no, wait, but isn't it... Okay, so there's a quicker way. And yeah, my variation might not even be correct here. Oh no. So, okay, takes on d3 with the knight on e5. Check.
Yep, that's good.
Now, Svitlana, you won't believe it. I mean, we could win a queen, but why would we if we can just checkmate?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Why would we, I ask you at home? d5 check, takes, check. And you can escape to b5. Stop this. But that doesn't matter because now we can give this beautiful check on b8. The king has to go to a5. And the story ends with the beautiful, beautiful move.
You really love the
Why?
stalling
Oh
and
my
the
gosh,
storytelling.
why can't I
It
find
slows
it?
down.
No, not at all. Oh, why am I so bad with this? I see a lot of winning ways. Ah, yeah, so, okay, now I found it. Yeah. It's mate in 2.
Yeah.
So it's knight c6 check.
Yeah. We
And
got
the
it.
other knight comes down to b4 now.
Yeah, that rook b6.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Whichever one you prefer.
I like to checkmate with a knight.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that one
Oh,
then.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's even 2
So
checkmates
that's
with a knight. My
it.
god, yeah, what a game.
I mean, I've rarely seen such a helpless position when one side is up a queen, and yet even if you give like a few moves to white, nothing is actually solvable. So I thought it was a really fun king walk
Terrific king walk.
and a king and a queen sacrifice too. So hopefully we learned something new today.
Absolutely. I will take a look at the Ukrainian variation immediately. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
this. Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.